Hello, I'm Bradley Simpson and this is My Guitars and Me. I think there was like two moments. I remember when I was like 9, I started guitar lessons, and I think it was just because like my mom's a huge music fan. And I don't think I was quite ready at 9 years old. I think I had like a little flamenco guitar that I didn't have the attention span to focus on. Like I was like, I want to play football or do this. And then I got to like 10, 11 and something just clicked. That vision of being in a band and getting to play music for that many people, I was like, right, this is like all I want to do. There was a side in the Vamps that was like much more pop than I was used to when I grew up, and I loved that. It exposed me to like so much new music, and I think I learned a hell of a lot through it as well, and still am. And I think when we came into a live setting, it was like, how do we make it really feel like a band in a live setting? So my answer to that was a Vox AC30 and roll the bass off, and a dual rectifier and roll the top end off, and just like a wall of noise. This Fender Coronado 2, I think it's 65. I should have definitely known exactly what it is before this interview. I think it's 65. I feel like it's bad to be drawn in by the aesthetics of a guitar, but I am. I'm just going to be honest. Like, I want a nice looking guitar as well as a nice sounding one. And straight away I was like, it's so beautiful to look at. And then I played it and I was like, oh. It's very, very bright and kind of spanky, forgive me not having a better word to describe it, but it is very kind of toppy, but it's still got a load of lovely bottom end and warmth to it. Researched a bit and then learned that they were like discontinued, and it started as like a jazz guitar in response to, it kind of got like shunned as a guitar. And that made me fall in love with it more. I was like, this is like a little problem child who's been sat in the corner for years. If you put distortion on this guitar or you dig into it a bit more, it breaks up at the top and you get all this lovely like reactionary noise. I'm still wrestling with if I can tour it or not. Like, I've taken it on tour twice. Both times it's halfway through a gig gone, see you in a bit, I'm out. I love the vintage guitars because I think they've been in whoever's hands for like 50, 60 years. Like, oh, like the back of this, like the belt square, like that's not me. I love it, man. It's so, so fun. So this is a Gibson Hummingbird custom. I think it's like 73, 74. He couldn't tell me exactly the year. We were touring in Japan at the time and we just stumbled on this place called Nico Nico. I hadn't gone into the guitar shop planning to buy a guitar, and obviously I was like, this is the most beautiful thing ever, and it just sounded gorgeous. It was another one where I started playing it and then everyone in the room just disappeared, and I was just like, so, and I think that's like part of the reason you get into playing guitar. It's purely a songwriting guitar, to be honest. One of the songs on the album is a song called Carpet Burn, and that was like, that kind of became like the DNA for the sound of the album. And that was the first song that I wrote on this guitar. I've sold one guitar. The first thing I used to play on was an IKEA flamenco guitar, and it was like 70 quid, and it was like, I've still got that somewhere, and just because I think they're really pivotal moments and like chapters in my life. The next one I am dreading to play. This was like the first acoustic that I ever had, and my parents bought me this when I was about 16. And yeah, this was the guitar that like I started songwriting and gigging acoustically and doing like covers online with. I went and picked this up from my parents' house last week, and it was like a blast from the past. Like, the action's crazy high. It's really hard to play, to be honest. It's just one of those very sentimental guitars for me that I feel like really introduced me to songwriting. And the first thing I noticed when I picked it back up, I was like, oh my God, like how did I used to play this? Playing guitars that are slightly like harder to play or require a little bit more time and effort, I think that's really good for you as a player, because you're like finding your way and you're figuring it out. I think the deadness is coming from the fact I haven't changed the strings in 10 years. Thank you very much for watching My Guitars and Me. That was 3 of my guitars that are very important to me. I have an album out at the moment. It's called The Panic Years. Feel free to go and check it out. And thank you so much for having me. It's been lovely. Lots of love.